Hey everyone, so this is the 2023 Motorola Razr Plus. Of course, this is the outer screen. You open it on up, you get a way bigger screen. But say you didn't want to use this bigger screen. Say you just want to keep this thing shut so you don't get as engulfed in something. So all you want to do is use this outer screen. Are you able to do so? So of course you can have a whole bunch of different screens on this outer display. You can have your battery down here. When you tap that little battery icon, of course you have your clock, and you do have your cameras right here. We go ahead and swipe up. It will kind of open it up to, let's say, the home screen. You can hit that. It'll go to your apps. And you can have other things up here like weather, calendar, whatever. Different screens. They can quickly hit and it'll go to that screen. So say you had a weather app, you hit that, it shoots you on over to your weather. But let's talk about using apps on here. So first one we're going to do, we'll just use Chrome. And of course, Chrome is going to work rather well. Of course, you do have a super duper tiny display and the camera will kind of get in the way. But I kind of like how they do this though. With the Samsung, it kind of cuts away or like around the camera display. This, you can see, goes into it. Hit that. And we'll hit this. And of course, it's not going to be any slower than if you were to be using the big display. Because of course you're doing the same process, or using the same process, or using the same exact phone. It's just everything is super duper tiny. I mean, you can see this is a lot harder to look up stuff on. It's doable, but it is quite small. So I can't, at best bet, I can't zoom in here or anything. Of course, stuff is gonna pop up and get in your way. But I mean, again, it is very much doable. It's just not easy to see. There we go. And then of course you have your back, your home, and then your recent apps right there. Let's go to something else. Let's go to like Pokemon.com. This keyboard is super duper tiny. Go ahead and hit accept. Again, everything works just fine. It's just a lot harder to see. I'm sure if you're going to be doing actual web browsing, you're probably going to be, using your big display. Something like a calculator, you just want to do a quick calculation. That's going to work very well. You're not having issues with anything like that. We can go into Roblox. I made an actual video on just Roblox itself on this front screen. Let's just go ahead and go into one of these games, and it is playable. It's not going to be the most enjoyable, but it is playable. Again, I don't know why you wouldn't just go into the main screen for this, but for some reason, if you didn't want to, you can do it like this. So this is Pet Simulator X, which is one of my favorite games. The Pet Simulator series, like my favorite series of games on Roblox. I mean, your fingers do get like right in the way, so you can barely see what you're doing. But again, it is very much playable. But again, if you're gonna be playing games on here, I don't know why you wouldn't just use the main screen, but to each their own, I would say. Now, not everything is all, what do you call it, cherries and rainbows, or however you want to say that. So we're going to offer up here, and I go in my inbox, but I cannot really scroll up. Like I can hit a post. So like the posting I can actually do, which is kind of funny. We go like my listings here. For this, I can scroll up and down through, but I'm having issues with like the home screen here. I think it's because that search bar is there, and then you have the ads that says no ads in the way. I cannot scroll through this. And it doesn't flip around or anything like that. So there are apps where you don't have issues with it. Another one I'm having issues with is my budgeting app here. So I hit OK, and it kicks me out. Now doing like a restart of your phone might actually fix that issue. But something to note is that you might have apps that just do not want to work, or that might kick you out of it. So I keep getting that, where it just closes me on out. And then too, you can add in, I think, any app you want onto here. Again, some are not just going to work correctly, some are just not going to work. But you have this little edit icon, and you can go through all your different apps, and you can choose different ones on here. So maybe we can do like say we want YouTube on here. Okay, now we have YouTube. You can hit allow, just saying do you want to be able to use it on this external, the external display. So going into one of my own videos here, and you can see like YouTube actually does work. You actually make it zoom to full as well, and zoom back out. We can do 1080 to 60 frames per second. Again, I don't know why you'd watch YouTube on the outer screen unless you just don't open up your phone. I mean, it's actually pretty hard to see through the camera through the phone, but it's actually very, very clear. I mean, it looks just like your inside display. I mean, it looks very good. It's just very hard to see because, you know, it's so tiny. It's just so small. But it's doable, and again, you can hear with the speakers. I mean, it's just like the normal interior display. I mean, the speakers are nice and loud as well, which is pretty cool. One thing I will say though about the speakers are, you now have your speakers both on there's one right there, and I believe there's one somewhere about here that's usually on, it's right here. So when it's folded like this, you know, they're both on the same side, which again, when it's this tiny, it doesn't really matter, but something to note. So yeah, you can do any app on here, just some are just not going to function correctly because it's such a small display and you just can't scroll through them, and others are just going to have issues working at all. But yeah, you can use the outer display as much as you really want to for the most part. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you guys.